Howdy ho, dickheads, it's me once again, Dick Record, coming to you live from the studio in New York City. Guess what? It's time for another premiere draft in the Secrets of Strixhaven. It's going to be my 4th draft, so let's just get into it. Looks like we're ready already for pack one, pick one. What are we getting? Oh yeah. Oh wow, Color Storm Stallion and Practiced Offense. Okay, so this is not only a finisher, but it's a double finisher. Sometimes you just make it to turn 5 and cast this twice, and if you have like 3+ creatures, you probably win right then and there. You know, 2 double strikers. You can use this to catch up by giving your creatures some of your creatures lifelink, but also making your creatures huge. Yeah, I think that this is first pickable. Huge bomb. That said, there's a Color Storm Stallion. Jesus Christ. You know, like, whenever you cast a big instant or sorcery, like 5 mana value or greater, you create a token that's a copy of this creature. If you cast another big spell after that, like let's say you follow Color Storm Stallion up with Rapture at the moment, and you follow that up with, I don't know, the 5 damage removal spell. Each of the copies makes a copy. That said, I don't want to pull myself into this color pair yet when white is one of the best colors in the set, so I'm just going to take the Practiced Offense. There's a Zombie Fee, there's an Orc Warlock. Target creature an opponent controls gets -4/-4 until end of turn if you gained life. That's pretty good, actually. And whenever a creature you control with power or toughness 1 or less dies, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. It's otherwise a Grey Ogre with Death Touch. There's a Brush Off. It's a fairly okay counter spell. Rapier Wit's not really where I want to be. I do feel like... I don't know if we're going to be gaining life that often. But this possibly being a removal on a stick is pretty good. Comforting Counsel, I believe, is a trap. There's a Goblin Glassrite, which is also pretty good. Rapier Wits, cast an instant or sorcery, you may sacrifice an artifact. I think you need Goblin Glassrite if you want to keep that. I'm going to take the Poisoner's Apprentice for now. Killian's Confidence is something that we 100% want to see. I love this card. There's also a Strixhaven Sky Coach, which might just be better. There's also a Render Speechless, which is an overperformer for some odd reason. 4 mana for Thoughtseize that makes one of your creatures bigger. I never would have thought would have been a good card in this format, but since these games go longer, something like this can really change the board. So for me, it's between the Confidence and the Sky Coach. I do want to play white. I've played white-black last time with Mardu, somewhat Reanimator. There's also a Wander Off, which might just be better than Killian's Confidence, but I feel like if you're going to play the black-white deck, you need at least 1 copy of this because you just keep getting it back, so long as you can get in for damage. So I'm going to take the Killian's Confidence, hoping that the Sky Coach wheels or the Wander Off, or maybe even the Render Speechless. There's an Owlin Historian. Whenever 1 or more cards leaves your graveyard, there's a Inkling Mascot. There is a Thunderdrum Soloist. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, it pings your opponent. If it costs 5 or more, it bolts them instead, which is interesting. I know if you're in blue-red, you want a lot of these. It's a fine 1/3. It's not very aggressive, though, because it's a 1/3 with reach, right? Target player draws 2 cards. This one seems good. Homesickness. Part of me just feels like taking the Inkling Mascot or the Pull from the Grave. I'm going to take the Inkling Mascot. This is not like the better one of these cards. There's also a Spirit Mascot, which is like, I think, an overperformer. A 2-drop that just gets as big as this can get is pretty good, but you have to be set up to remove cards from your graveyard, like Practiced Defense, or Owlin Historian doesn't do it. I take the Mascot, the Inkling Mascot, rather. There's a Sundering Archaic. When it enters, exile target non-land permanent. It's also a Charging Strife Knight, which is a very important card for the red-white deck, because it helps you put cards into your graveyard, which you... If they are the type of card that you can get back, is fantastic. I'm not seeing anything too good in white. This put target card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. So this can feed into the red-white deck. Exile target non-land permanent opponent controls mana value less than or equal to the number of colors. I don't know. It's not very easy to do converge stuff in Mardu. if we're gonna go into Mardu, right? I'm gonna take the Charging Strife Knight though. A 3/3 with haste for 3 just seems like a good pick here. There's a Dire Tactics. 1 damage target creature can't block. There's a Glyph Mage. This is a good one actually. A 3/3 and a 1/1 flyer is a pretty good one as a 4-drop. There's also a Masterful Flourish, which is Potioner's Trove is not terrible. Gain 2 life. Activate only if you cast an instant or sorcery. There's also a Fields of Strife. I'm going to take the Glyph Mage because it does feel like we're mostly white and we're trying to figure out if we're black or red here. There's also, yeah, Fields of Strife seems pretty good. I'm going to take the Glyph Mage though. I think that this card is fantastic in your 4-drop slot. Let's see. Borrowed Knowledge. Discard your hand, then draw cards equal to the number of cards in target opponent's hand. That's not wonderful. There's another Arnin, Deathbloom Botanist. There is a Imperious Ink Mage, which is apparently much better than it looks as a 3-mana 3/3 with Surveil 1 and Vigilance. There's also an Ajani's Response, and I feel like I can take the Ajani's Response, destroy target creature. Usually you cast this for 2 if it targets a tapped creature. Sometimes it has to be a 5, but I think that Ajani's Response is one of those cards that needs to be. You need to take these cards. There's also a Startled Relic Sloth. Relic Sloth is alright. Borrowed Knowledge, another one. I don't think I'm in for that. Rapier Wits, okay. There's a Cost of Brilliance. Draw 2 cards, lose 2 life. 1/1 counter up to 1 target creature. And there's a Biblioplex Tomekeeper. I'm not a big fan of... Ooh, Prismari Charm late. I guess this is okay. 1/1 counter up to 1 target creature, so it does target and it draws you a card. I will take that, but it's kind of in the big maybe pile. There's another Imperious Ink Mage. There's Ascendant the Pest. Each opponent discards a card, create a 1/1 pest. I feel like this is less good in this format, even though it is a 2-drop that makes your opponent discard a card, because there are so many benefits to actually discarding cards for value and then flashing them back later on, that I think we might want to just take them. No, we have a lot of 3s, right? Let's take the pet. God. I don't know. That might have been a mistake. There's a Page Loose Leaf. Micah's here. The Arnin Wield probably tells me that this is... I mean, this is more for the green-black deck, right? You want to have a bunch of pests, and then you want to get them to die so that you drain your opponent. I'll take her, but she is a big probably not. Interjection. There's also an Expressive Freedancer. +1/+1 until end of turn. It's a fine 2-drop. We're probably not triggering Opus that often. We'll put the red cards here though. And I believe that Arnin is like very far from playable here. I'll take a Thunderdrum Soloist, but again, not super thrilled about it. Oracle's Restoration is not a trap, but it's bad. There's a Mage Tower Referee. When you cast a multicolored spell, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Dual Tactics. So this does have flashback, and it's 1 damage to target creature, right? Yeah. Oh my god. Another Practiced Offense? You kidding me? Yeah, another Dual Tactics is... I think this is like... okay, but not great. We're going to take the Practiced Offense. I can't see myself not taking that. The question is whether or not we are in white-black or white-red. When you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, each opponent, this drains for 1. That's not bad, actually. Did we get that other card that... Yes, we did. We took the Potioner's Apprentice, which is a removal spell if you gain life. I'm going to take the Practiced Offense. This just seems very good. And having 2 of them is just like, yeah, I have 2 go-wide win conditions. This card, I think, plays much better in the red-white deck. So we should consider trying to pivot into red-white. There's a Primary Research, which is fine. Another Ajani's Response. Charging Strife Knot would be good as well. But yeah, we're definitely taking Practice Response. What is this? Sky Coach Conductor. Oh, this is the thing that bounces the thing so it doesn't die. Pigment Wrangler. This is the copy, right? You may cast new... You may choose new targets for the copy. There's also an End the Hunt. I do like End the Hunt as a removal spell. This is a 4/4 flyer that can copy a spell. Basically has Fork at sorcery speed. I like End the Hunt, though. That's the thing. What are we taking here? The Lorecaster's fine. I almost want to say, like... our black cards aren't even that great. Because the Inkling Mascot, the Killian's Overconfidence is like probably the best one there. So and the Poisoner's Apprentice, right? Like those are the two best cards. So I think we actually just take the Pigment Wrangler to rebuy a spell. What is this? Graduation Day, not good. There's an Elite Interceptor. That's one of the best commons in white. It's very good. I think we're going to take that. There's also a Rubble Rouser. Exile a card from your graveyard, add a red. When you do, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. This is actually a much better card than it looks. It ramps, it loots for you, and it helps you power your engines to do red-white things. I'm going to take the Elite Interceptor anyway, because this is just a really good 1-drop. The Mage Tower Referee, we might actually be playing that, right? Let's look at the deck as if we're playing red-white, though. And we're going to keep the Elite Interceptor here. Okay. What is this? Petrified Hamlet? We don't want that. Borrowed Knowledge. Discard your hand, draw cards. Equal to the number. Nah, it's not great. There's a Shattered Acolyte. I do like this card as a 2-drop. It can get rid of an artifact or enchantment. And just a 2-mana lifelinker getting in early is pretty good. Tackle Artist is not terrible. It kind of grows pretty well. But out of all these, it's probably Shattered Acolyte first, followed by the Fire Dancer, if anything, because we need like smaller creatures to curve out with the red-white deck, right? So I'm going to take the Shattered Acolyte. Blazing Fire Singer is a no-go here. This creature enters prepared, and it can make a treasure token. That seems okay, actually. There's also a Strixhaven Sky Coach, which I can see myself taking. It's another Eager Glyph Mage. But I want to take the Glass Right because this allows us to splash for something later on. Especially if we get something that like we really feel is worth splashing for, right? And I think even more so than the Sky Coach, although the Sky Coach is a flyer, right? But still, this is a 2-drop, and 2-drops are so valuable. The Sky Coach might not wheel. I don't think it will. Helping Hand. Nope. Scolding Admin. Wow. It's a Tackle Artist. I kind of want to take the Scolding Admin, but like our black-white is like very not great. You know what I mean? The only thing that's really good is the Killian's Confidence and the Poisoner's Apprentice. So I think we have to be diligent and just take the Tackle Artist for now. It's not great. Helping Hand's not great either. Let me just take the Administrator. We'll take the Administrator. We'll see where that goes. Oh, see, here's the thing. Like now there's an Abigail. Now I can see myself playing Abigail and maybe we splash for red, but like we don't even have to do that. Because like now this kind of like ties our black-white together. Confirm that. Put this red thing over here. What is this? Suspended Aggression. And the top of each, for each of those cards, its owner may play it until the end of their next turn. Wow. That seems very good and worth a splash, actually. Or not even a splash, just worth playing. And the top card of your library, it replaces itself and it can remove something. Temporarily, sometimes, but it's not terrible. There's another Charging Strife Knight. There's a Melancholic Poet. I'm going to take the Poet. We do need the 2-drops. And this cares about you targeting things. Yeah, let's take the Poet here. We're going to have to do some work. Another Inkling Mascot. There's a Flourish. This is the thing that prevents a creature from dying. And then this is the combat trick. I'm going to take the Inkling Mascot. It's okay, right? It's not great. Tap target creature, X stun counters, or the Bibliothex Tome Keeper, which is a trap. We'll take it, but we're not happy. Return the Favor. This is copy or change the target of a spell. And then there's Borrowed Knowledge. Discard your hand. Draw cards equals the number of cards in target opponent's hand. I think I'll take the Borrowed Knowledge, but it doesn't seem good, right? Ulna Ali Shopkeep is a bad card that I will take. Because at least it is not a land. Let's see, what is this? Tragedy Feaster. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice a permanent unless you gained life this turn. That's for the green-black deck. Duty Beyond Death. Creatures you control, gain indestructible. There's another Shattered Acolyte. There's also an Adventurous Eater, which is a 3-mana, 3/2 that can put a counter on a target creature and you gain a life. I think that I would take the Eater over the Ink Mage. That said, I think the Shattered Acolyte's just better. And what we really need right now is removal spells, right? I'm going to put the red-white cards over here, and I think, except for this one, I think we can splash for that. I'm going to take the Shattered Acolyte. Dire Tactics is, like, not super great. Fire Dancer is also, like, you know. Let's see what we got here. Harsh Annotation, I don't care for. Practice Scrollsmith. When this enters, target non-creature, non-land card from your graveyard until end of your next turn. You may cast that card. That seems good if we're in red-white. That seems very good at 3, and it's a 3/2 first striker. That seems very good. My main issue... Oh, there's an Unsubtle Mockery. I think we actually take the Mockery over the Scrollsmith. Oh, God, it's close, too. You know what? The Scrollsmith gets us the card back, if that makes any sense. But we do need removal. And I'm going to be first to admit that. There's a Jadzi. There's a Embermare. There's a Dig Site inventory. That's a target this thing, blah, blah, blah. Being in combat on your turn, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. That's pretty good in that deck. There's also a Cheerful Osteomancer. I do like Osteomancer. I think we take the Osteomancer here. Because I like the recursion. There's Stand Up For Yourself. That's pretty good. There's also Magma Blood Archaic. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn for each mana spent for each color of mana. Oh, but then there's Wilt in the Heat. Oh, God. And Pursue the Past, which is a very good card in that deck. I'm going to take the Stand Up For Yourself. It's the better card for us, just in terms of removal. Together as one, I think we can play that. Because it looks like we're going to be playing 3 colors. X damage to any target, you gain X life, where X is the number of colors. Oh, and target player draws X cards, you gain X life. X damage to any target, where X number of colors meant to cast that spell, or spent to cast that spell, rather. There's an Ancestral Anger, which I'm not super into. I will take the Together as one. I don't know if we're cutting it, but it seems good. There's a Monstrous Rage. That's a good one. There's also a Terramorphic Expanse, which I think we need to tie the deck together. Otherwise, I'd probably take either the Rage or the Dust Speaker. Tackle Artist is fine here. The Rage, we're going to lose to a Rage. I think I've lost to a Monstrous Rage in the past even. But I need the Terramorphic Expanse to like tie my mana together. Daydream is a trap. Lecturing Storm Mage, instant or sorcery, the target's creature, put a 1/1 counter. Oh, there's some fixing right there. There's an Unsubtle Mockery as well. I think I gotta take the fixing. Requisition Raid, not important. There's a Goblin Glass Right. That's actually kind of important for the deck to help tie things together. Another Goblin Glass Right. It's also a 2-drop. So I think we're gonna end up being like white-red splashing black. Unsubtle Mockery, perfect. That gets us another, that's another really good removal spell that, you know, could draw. Sorry. It's another good removal spell that can help fix our draws. I'll take the Embermare. It's not the best 5-drop, and we're likely just cutting it. This can also just delete a token. Target non-land permanent and the top card of your library. Target non-land permanent. Non-land. So it could hit any non-land permanent in case you want to like reset something of theirs. There's a Wilt in the Heat. I'll take that. That's a gift. And there's an Ancestral Anger, which I will take, but we're not playing. Wow, the Monstrous Rage Wield. Did red just turn super open at the end there? I don't think we can play Rage. I don't think we can play Rage. We played Mardu last time. Oh boy. Okay, so let's see. What do we got going on here? We got 22 creatures. We got a pretty even split of black, white, and red, which is not where we want to be here. I think we can cut the Botanist. I think we can cut the Cost. I think we can cut the Apprentice. Actually, that's hard, right? I'm going to cut all the cards that are just middling, right? The referee, the poet I think is okay. Send them the pest is fine. Shattered Acolyte ×2 is fine. We need to look at this in terms of T creatures. We're likely not playing the Monstrous Rage. Dual Tactics is like interesting, but I don't think we need it here, so I'm going to cut that. Johnny's Response, Wilt in the Heat, Borrowed Knowledge is a trap. Unsubtle Mockeries removal. And to... No! I didn't mean to cut that. Where'd you go? Yeah, Unsubtle Mockeries, like... I gotta do that all over again. Sorry about that, folks. Alright, so... Unsubtle Mockery, Wilt in the Heat, a Johnny's Response, together as one. All removal spells. What are we looking at in terms of creatures? We have 18 creatures. I don't think the Ember Mare is going to be important, so I'm going to cut that. We are... Wow, okay. It does feel like we are just, like, really split right down the middle. You know what I mean? We have 17 creatures. I should have gotten more fixing. That's my fault. It really does feel like we're split down the middle. The glass rights, I think, make more sense in terms of why I want more red over black sources. So I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to cut a black source. We're going to add a red source. We have 7 red, 8 red technically, and 4 black and 5 white. So that means that we have 9, 10, 17 lands. Okay. Practice Scrollsmith seems pretty good. Okay, Osteomancer is also going to be pretty good here. Let's see. Poisoner's Apprentice is also removal, so I'm going to put that in the removal pile. Or not. It doesn't have to listen to me anyway. Whenever you cast a creature spell, this becomes prepared, and it does the Heroic Stanza thing. Puts a 1/1 counter on something. I used to think that Killian's Confidence put a 1/1 counter on something. So I guess I was wrong. Okay. Charging Strike Knight, that seems fine. Fine. Okay. So what we really need to do is remove things. We have 19, 18, we have 17 creatures. Okay, so this is a creature, which means I actually don't know if I want the Melancholic Poet. Let's see. Creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Instant or sorcery. Okay. If 5 or more mana was spent to cast it, also gets... I don't know if that really matters here versus, like... The glass rights are important, right? The Soloist, instead of sorcery, we don't really have big spells. We kind of do, actually, right? Well... I actually think we get rid of the Melancholic Poet. Or the Pest. Send them the Pest. Because I don't think we care about gaining life too much. I don't know. But then usually this type of card is, like, great, actually. But we don't really have a way to bounce. So I don't know. I get rid of the Poet. We have still 17 creatures because of Send them the Pest. Stand Up for Yourself is another removal spell, as is Suspend Aggression. Non-land permanent target card from your library, and for each of those cards, its owner may play it until the end of their next turn. So that is a removal spell. I think Stand Up for Yourself is actually worse than it looks. But then again, likely so is Suspend Aggression. You know what? It's probably together as one, actually, right? Because, like, we're not really doing 5-color stuff. I guess we could, no, because we have 3 Goblin Glass Rights. We can really hold on to those tokens and sometimes just hit something for 5. So that's like the whole, like, we're gonna reach real hard. Suspend Aggression I like because it does get us card advantage and it can really blow something out. We can reset, like, a creature with a bunch of tokens on it. We can bounce a token creature, right? So I think it is Stand Up for Yourself. We gotta get rid of at least one more creature, or card, rather. I like Wilt. I do like Wilt. Cost 2 less if one or more cards left your graveyard this turn. A Johnny's Response. This can also double a spell. I'm not gonna cut us... Actually, wait, maybe we do cut a land. Because we are... Like, we can top out at 6. And we don't really want to hit this very early. So maybe we do cut a land. Maybe we cut... Huh. Feels like it's really greedy to try to keep all these black-white spells. I don't care. I'm gonna cut a... I'm such a jerk. I'm not cutting a land. That's stupid. It'd be the dumbest thing I could do. I'm gonna cut the suspend aggression, screw it. I know it replaces itself, but like... Something also tells me it might be a trap. Let's head into our first match, but before we get into that, listen. You've been watching me make mistake after mistake after mistake, and if you had a good laugh about it, please hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mom I said hi. We're gonna, while we wait for our first opponent, who is here already. But yeah, thanks, and thanks for watching, real talk. If the audio or whatever seems a little scuffed, it's because I did change some settings and accidentally deleted a whole scene. So that's fun. We have no 2s. We have 2 mana. I'm gonna keep this, because if we hit a land, the Strife Knight gets in. We have to hold off on playing the Scrollsmith. It's a studious first year. Okay. Rampant growth. They're gonna play a land, they're gonna ramp. They're blue-green. Okay. That's like already bad for me. There's my stupid Goblin Glass, right? Okay. So here's this thing. Bonk. I'm gonna cast this and make a treasure. Ooh. Okay. Opponent has a combat trick or a spell of some kind. I'm gonna send this in. Okay. I don't care if they use a combat trick. You can counter this, I don't care. I'll make a treasure. Okay, cuboid colony, sure. Does this have ward? No, it doesn't. Okay. They kind of... I thought they were going to cast something else to grow this too, but they just didn't. Okay. 4-3, gain 2. That's not a creature. What does this do? At the end of your next turn, you may cast that card. We're going to wilt that. Before I attempt to do any looting with this thing. Opponent's doing a stock up. Alright. I got a 3/3 Trompe Lair. Stock up's pretty good too. That's like such a good card. 3 mana, what's the best 2 top cards in your top 5? That's a really good one. Yep. Opponent on 6 lands, we're still on 3. Okay. Textbook tabulator. Sure. Surveilling 2. Probably pitching, No? Okay. Is this when we do the practiced offense? I think we can, right? Although, if I use this, I can get back that. Because I think our opponent wants to block here. This is the worst use of our mana, though. And this is the best, right? Make a... I think this puts the most pressure on them. I'm gonna target them. Gonna target this. We're gonna give it... double strike. Because now if they don't block, it's like, oh. Oh no. Okay. I'll take that. I will take that all day. Put them to 4? Sure. If we hit a land, I can practice Scrollsmith. Wilt in the Heat? It's gotta be an untapped land, though. Cuboid Colony number 2. Accidentally muted myself. Vastland Scavenger. Okay. That's a big body. That is a huge boy. That's a large lad. I don't know if our opponent can afford to get aggressive here. Yup. If I play this, I can play this and still get in. I think our opponent likely has counter magic, right? That's what the 2 mana is. Or what I could just do is cast this, grab Wilt in the Heat. I'm gonna pitch the admin here. Cool. No attacks. I think next turn we just wilt something. Bind to life. Okay. Pretty big spell here. Ooh. That draws him 2 cards. This taps something down. This makes it 3/3. Okay. I think they could afford to actually get aggressive here. Uh-huh. If I cast this, I can't cast Wilt, so I have to do this and kill that. I'm gonna tap this, discard this. Because we really need to start hitting our friggin' lands. No attacks here. And I'd like another white source if only to do practice offense twice. Additive evolution, that grows the fractal tender, which gets them another blocker. Yep. Grows everything, actually. And then this makes a 3/3, which then they put a token on something. I'm surprised that they're not attacking at all. Opponent must be like really afraid of like something happening out of nowhere, which I get. You know, like I understand. Cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it. Okay. Procrastinate. Okay. There goes my ability to loot. If they attack with everything, I might have to do some pretty ugly blocks. Okay. Yup. If I cast this... If I cast this, I can't really do anything with this right now. If I cast this, though... Oh, those have trample. No attacks. We really just didn't hit our land drops. Which is a shame. I feel like we could have won this if we won it early. Right? I do. But now I think it's too late for us. They have the flying tramplers. If they can grow either of these, we're just dead. Yeah. Well, not super dead. They could attack with the both of these, right? They trample, we get to block 1 damage. Oh, they got another token on that. Okay. I don't have to block them. If they have a combat trick, I'm dead. Sure. Wow. Wow! Okay. Down to 4. How do we get through this? If I cast this, I have to double strike the whole team. Which means, let's cast this. They have something. And then let's cast... Oh, might as well. Cast it from my hand. Target a creature we have. Lifelink, I guess. I don't know. We're like dead anyway. I might as well gain some life here. Yep. Good game. I'll scoop to this. Because, like, we're just dead. We didn't hit a second white source. I'm going to have to look at the deck again and, like, reevaluate as to whether or not some of these cards are worth playing. So give me a second here. Lead match. Here's our next opponent. We're 0-1 going into round 2. I made some quick adjustments to reduce the amount of reliance that we had on black spells. Cutting it down to just 2 black spells. Osteomancer, who is in our opener, and Abigail. Luckily we have a 2-drop right there. That's fine. Graduation day. Okay, I'm not too worried about that. Especially now that we have suspend aggression. I do hope we hit some more lands, though. Opponent is a silver quill deck. Okay. So that puts 2 counters on it. Okay. Well, I think that now is probably a good time to bounce that, actually. Actually, you know what? I can stand up for yourself it right now. They have invested pretty heavily into it. Next turn we can play the Eager Glyph Mage, because they only had like the 1 creature, right? Feed the Swarm. See, like, that's not even good. They blew Feed the Swarm on my 2-drop? That's silly. They're not gonna really enjoy this Eager Glyph Mage followed by like a Practice Defense or something. You know? What are we doing? Lecturing Scorn Mage. Okay. I'm gonna slow roll the Black Source and play the Glyph Mage for now. What's this? This is just a 1-mana 1/1. Whenever you target a creature, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Okay. And then this also gets another 1/1 counter thing going on there. Yep. This becomes a 3/3. 4/4. With Vigilance. Okay. If they could do that again... Okay, so I got a 1/1 out of this. I think I will block, but then I'm going to bounce that. With, Practiced Aggression. Okay. Or Suspend Aggression, rather. Which means we play the Interceptor. Oh, I did that wrong. I needed the mana for that. Okay. Neato. No attacks right now. I'm gonna need that. It's a chump block again. Opponents tapped out, or not tapped out, sorry. They are wander off, sure. I will chump block again. Gong. Okay. Oh, now we have this. Okay. So I think we attack here. And then we untap it. Take action. Draw a card. Pigment Wrangler's pretty good. And then if they come in with this thing, I'm just going to suspend it. Yep. Surveil 1, that's pretty good. We're shrinking their 8/8 to a creature that's going to have Summoning Sickness. Unsubtle Mockery. Okay. I'm gonna play this. The creature enters prepared. The Unsubtle Mockery goes away, I believe. Yep. So they can cast this creature. Daydream. That's so strange. Because it comes back with a 1/1 counter on it, and that's it. That's all they get. That's how bad Daydream is. Alright, so we know what their hand is. I'm gonna Together as One that thing. I draw X cards. Actually, no, cancel. When you next cast an instant or sorcery, target player draws X cards. X damage to any target. Place, pay 6. I draw X cards. X damage to any target. So I think we do it 3 damage twice. Draw 3 cards. Oh no! Bullshit! That would have been the play of the game! Come on! Alright, Eager Glyph Mage. Sure. Okay, I'll play the Glass Ray. I'm gonna do this. Practiced Offense. Target a player. Target a creature. Double strike. Target a player. Target creature. Double strike. I'm just forcing them to chump block. Yep. And then we'll make a treasure. We have too many lands though now. I could probably cut a land even. GG. They're gonna surveil to see what their next draw was, yeah. Fair. Good game. See, we streamlined the deck a little bit, and we had a lot less issues casting our spells via battlefield. I will say though, having played the Osteomancer early without a target to grab with its Raised Dead might have been a mistake. It might have been a mistake. I just wanted to get things out on the board though. This graduation day seemed better than it was, but also like we had the removal that we needed. You know what I mean? And then we also got from the Suspend Aggression, even though it wouldn't have mattered, the Unsubtle Mockery if they had something else to follow it up with, right? Leaf match. Here's our next opponent. We're 1-1 going into round 3 with Boros Mardu. I don't know how to call this. Terramorphic Expanse. We had a red source. And then we have a lot of good plays. Yeah, I'll keep this. Next, end turn. I'll get a red source. We're gonna hold off on playing Abigail. I do think we play the glass right though first, just because it's a 2/2. Why? Why did I draw? Whatever. And I think as a 2/2, it'll just like cause more of an issue here on this board. Are you really gonna try to kill my glass right? I guess if they have the 2 mana deal 2, it makes sense. Return it to my hand. Okay. Sure. They don't want whatever that is. Procrastinate. Okay, well, Glassmaker again. Could use a land. Fire Dancer would have been interesting. We're playing a lot of red-white cards. Okay. When I said could use a land, that's not what I meant. Let's play this. Crafting with Pride. Okay. And I don't think we play anything here. Like, I could play the Abigail. I think we just hold off, because if they play like an X4, I can Unsubtle Mockery it. Yeah, like that. That goes in the yard. We don't need it right now. But what we do need is a land. Well, that's interesting. Play the Fire Dancer, and we'll just keep swinging. Now they know about the practiced offense. Opponent is also... We're, if it feels like we're behind at all, it's because we just don't have... I'm gonna just swing. I'm gonna play the Soloist here. I'm just gonna keep going wide. I don't know if there's a board wipe in red, right? But I'm just going to keep going wide, especially because our opponent did nothing during their last turn. Stand Up For Yourself is going to help us kill something massive if they just play a big creature here. As long as it doesn't have ward. Please don't have ward. Really? Okay. I guess I play this. Do I just cast this and like go big? I guess. Yeah. Target a player. Target a creature. Yep. I'll choose Double Strike to push more damage. End turn. Because what I do want to do is hit like either a 5th land for Embermere, or have them cast something so big that it just dies to Stand Up For Yourself. Never mind. Opponent clearly didn't have anything, and we were just too aggressive, despite the fact that we stumbled on lands for so many turns in a row. Yeah, our opponent didn't really do much of anything. They binned Procrastinate after casting Vanishing Betrayal. We murdered their Sky Whale very, very succinctly, and then they homesicked us, which didn't really do... It saved them a little bit of damage. Put a stun counter on each of them. Yeah, it saved them a little bit of damage. Like, we would have... I guess what I should have done is probably waited for this practiced offense, but, you know. You never know what your opponent's going to really put up next turn, right? So, leave match. Here's our next opponent. We're 2-1, going into round 4 with Boros Mardu. I don't even know anymore. Let's see. Ooh, this is interesting. This is interesting. I can keep this. We definitely can keep this. I think I'll play this first, actually. Then we'll play the glass, right? Mm-hmm. O2, sure. I forgot that we had this Dorcas. Multicolored spell. Okay. Lecturer. Sure. We'll play the Fire Dancer into the Interceptor. Then we'll attack here. The reason why I'm doing this is because this allows me to go Craft with Pride into practiced offense next turn. Or even more than that. Okay. If I cast this, I can't cast it a second time. I could tap something down and then just attack, which draws us a card. So maybe I do that. Take action, tap that down, sure. I think next turn we just, we just do the double offense because we have such a big board, right? And in fact, I can make a treasure first. They're wild ideaing, okay? They're gonna mill me for 10 cards. That might not be wise. We have so many things that get back cards from our graveyard. Instant or sorcery, reveal it. Okay, so they can get a 2-drop spell here. Like, the practice Scrollsmith just gets us a card back from our yard. But I think that that's too greedy to do here. I think we just practice offense twice. Draw 4. Or 4 damage each creature and Planeswalker. Okay, they have access to 3 mana. I'll cast this. It does pass priority. I'm gonna cast this. Target a player. Target a creature. A creature of ours that we're gonna give double strike. I'm gonna try to make it so that they can't even cast this stupid spell. Like, tapping this out was a mistake, and they're gonna have to lose their board. A braid, sure. Okay. Shame. I don't know. Lifelink. It's dead already. It's already dead. Target a player. Target a creature. Give it auto pay. We're gonna give that double strike then. Okay. They're losing that, they're losing that. That's 2 of their win cons. Create a treasure token. Gain 2 life. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. Yup. They still have the 3/4. We can get 2 cards from our yard between Scrollsmith and this thing. Trying to see what we got here. Yep, increment. 4 to everything. Okay. Did they hit us for 4? Let's see. I can bounce this. Oh, that's so good. Plus, okay. I'll play this then. Just to protect that. And then I think we do just get Suspend Aggression again. Bring to Light. Bring to Light! Of all things! Okay. Alright, they cast it for 5 too. That's nice. Alright, alright. Wasn't expecting that one. Let's see what you got. Wait, did they play for a 5? I'm trying to see where the white mana came from. Because I see the blue, the green, the red, white, but then where's the black from? Oh, they can't grab. Planar Engineering. 4 basic lands. Put them in. Are you kidding? Are you serious? Seems good, G. I think we take this hit. No blocks. Shrink that down. Play this. Play this. Gong. Yep. That thing. Another land. Alright, so what are we getting out of our yard? We can get the Glass Right, the Flame Dancer. There's the Ember Mare. There's the Abigail. Maybe we get the Abigail. Because it's a flyer. Alright. We don't cast it right away. What we do cast is this. Followed by this. Target a player. Target a creature. And give something lifelink, right? Oh, you know what? If I go double strike, they have to trade. Yep. And now they have to surveil. Sleight of hand. Did they choose to leave that on top? Because you should have just been that. I'm sorry. You're better off just binning it. Arcane Omens, sure. Good game. Like, Arcane Omens is interesting if your opponent has cards to discard, right? They did not view Battlefield. They did not. Hey, they did have a white source, so they could go eventually. Yeah, and the black sources were in the deck. Okay, so they could have went to 5-color Converge. Done. That's, yeah. Let's leave match. I think that was pretty good. Here's our next opponent. We're 3-1 going into round 5. I can math with Mardu Lorehold. We got a 1. We got a 2, a 2, a 3. Yeah, we can keep this. And practice offense in our opener. We're going to start off with the Elite Interceptor. We're going to actually just keep building the board here with the Glass Right. Actually, I think I should play the Fire Dancer. But let's do this. Because that way, if I play the Fire Dancer and then, like, we just, you know, play a bunch of spells. Graduation Day. Okay, another Graduation Day deck. Let's play this. Play the Fire Dancer. We did hit a 3rd land. And opponent didn't do anything. Okay. I think we just play this and hit them. Next turn we can craft with Pride, Rejoinder, tap whatever they play here. Yup. tap it down, play a land. I can response that too, which is really funny. Next. End turn. I guess if they attack us here, we can response it. But we don't necessarily need to do that. And then we also have stand up for yourself, but I think that the main play is probably going to be practice defense ×2 next turn, which likely just ends the game. Okay, opponent is not doing anything. Cool. I think I'm going to practice defense first. Target a player. Target a creature. Okay, that becomes a 3/3. And then a 4/4. Actually, you know what? It might have been more important to dissection practice. Cast a card that has repartee. I want to see where this goes. So that shrinks. That grows. Okay. Double strike. Good game. Very fast. It's like that shrinks. This grows, and I can kill it now. All right, perfect. That was a very fast match. Opponent didn't really get to do much of anything. Dissection practice looked like it was going to blow us the hell out, and then we didn't let that happen. Whenever you cast as a creature spell, it becomes prepared. So yeah, they got this to trigger this as well to make this into a 4/5, which would have, I guess, won combat against this or this, but then we killed it in response because of stupid stand up for yourself. Leave match. Here's our next opponent. We're 4-1 going into round 6 with Mardu Lorehold. We're more black. Sorry, white. Oh no. All right, wait. We can keep this. We can keep this actually. We can keep this. Yeah, we play the glass right first. And if we draw like another red source, that's even better, right? Because then we can just play the Fire Dancer. Studious first year, sure. That is not a studious first year. Sorry, here comes the glass, right? Could use some more lands. They're probably just gonna ramp in growth here. Yep, makes sense. Because of course, there we go. All right, so. I think we just play. We attack first, then we play the thing. See what they do. Here's my Fire Dancer. Next turn we can play the Glyph Mage, or if they play something worth mocking, we can mockery it. I think we can mockery that. I want to land. Yep. Opponent's not doing much of anything. Okay, so I'm going to do this, which triggers that. They might have like a flash creature, or they might have a counter spell. Gonna play that. We're gonna attack with both, and then after combat, I'm gonna play the Glyph Mage. I think that they just have a counter spell, but this allows us to. Oh, they're letting us have it. Embrace the paradox. Okay. Draw 3, play a land. Sure. We can play together as one for 4 different colors. So if they play an X4, we can kill it. Unless it has ward. In which case, womp womp. But there's also something to be said about just going face here. And then swinging out with everything, because this is going to have double strike and +1/+. Do you have ward? You have ward. You enter prepared. That's a 2/1. Okay. Let's tap this for blue. The target player draws X cards. You. Okay. Actually, no. Sure. So they're not going to take advantage of the double draw there. Okay, we got a Wilt in the heat. That's not bad. So I could play the Abigail, then play the Acolyte, which then prepares the Abigail. So that if they don't kill the Abigail next turn, we get to start growing our creatures. Terra Fractal. Okay, wait. 5 damage? Okay. Oh. Double strike. This is gonna have double strike. Do we just win here? Target a player. Target a creature. That's gonna get double strike. Target a player. Target a creature. Oh, it doesn't get double strike. We're gonna give that double strike anyway. I think we just still win here. Because this blocks this. This blocks that. Oh, okay. So those two trade, and then these just kill our opponent. Yeah, alright, good game. What a silly card, folks. What an absolutely ridiculous card. That practiced offense has won us so many games. Just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna cast this twice and you're just gonna be dead. You know, like, they're wearing these funny outfits too, and I'm still gonna make fun of these outfits. These outfits are ridiculous. Practice offense. God, Jesus. All right, done. Leave match. Here's our next opponent. We're 5-1, going into round 7 with Mardu Lorehold or Mardu. I can't even tell anymore. This is a great hand, actually. We got a 2, a 3. Yeah. Fields of Strife. Turn 1. Are we going first? I didn't even pay attention. If we're going first, this is probably going to be a fast match. And we have all of our colors too, which is like bonus on top of everything. We are not going first. Ooh, Terramorphic Expanse. Okay. Mindful Biomancer. I think we just play this, actually. Because this trades with that, and I don't mind losing this, but I do mind losing this before I get my treasure. So let's do it like that. You know? Makes sense, right? I think. Potioner's Trove. Okay. Oracle's Restoration. No blocks. Okay. We can hold off on revealing that we're playing. Hold off on revealing that we're playing black currently by doing that. I think next turn I actually play the Terramorphic Expanse and get a red soul. Because the soloist allows us to turn our spells into pings. Ooh, a knockout maneuver, okay. Oh, that's... Wait, hold on. This isn't a counter, it's just +1/+1 until end of turn? That's so silly. I don't understand that. Okay, so we play... Actually, wait. If I play this, I can play 2 creatures, right? So, let's do this. And do this. Hit them there. And the Shattered Acolyte can kill the Potioner's Trove, which I think we might just do. I think we might just do that. If only because, Excuse me, what? Are they just gonna keep making copies? Copy of target creature you control. Wow, okay. Might be dead to that. Yeah, might be dead to that. Okay. Cancel. I actually think I hold off on activating that. Let's play this. Let's play this. I don't think we play the Osteomancer right now. No reason to attack here, so no attacks. End turn. Paradigm. Yep. That gets them a bunch of tutus. Yes. That gains them a life. Sure. Okay. I'm gonna block this with the Shattered Acolyte. And then when they pump it, I'm gonna crack the Acolyte to kill their... Never mind. Gain 2 life. Oh, they did cast an instant or sorcery. Wow, okay. That's pretty good, actually. I'm gonna say. It's pretty good. Pass. I have to crack this for red. Essence Knit Scholar. That's terrible. That's legitimately bad for me unless I can get rid of it right now, because that's just going to keep growing their board. What do we say again? A white source or a red source? I can get a black source and then grab a creature out of my yard. Let's get a red source anyway. Okay. Pigment Wrangler. I feel like they'd have a removal spell for Pigment Wrangler. That said, I think we do just play it. Because if they kill it, I can get it back with the Osteomancer. Which is probably the correct thing to do. No attacks right now. End turn. And this is... End step, if a creature died under you control this turn, draw a card. They're going to keep making copies of the Essence Knit Scholar. Yep. And it's going to get them a bunch of these tokens. Going to be kind of screwed here. Yeah, this Echo Casting Symposium, super good. Real bad for us. Alright, so this is once a turn. I'm going to do this. Sure. They can only do it once a turn. So that kind of works out for me. Shared Roots. Okay. Basic land. Their hand is empty. Creature died. They drew a card. Oh, that's right. They draw 2. Oh my god. Okay. I think we cast this. I can Striking Palette bounce. No attacks. Oh no, I can't Striking Palette bounce. Shame. We're gonna bounce their tokens so they don't even get the token back, and they don't get to copy it. We also ping them with the Thunderdrum Soloist, and then we get a practiced offense. Ooh, that might actually be good here. Because I can Striking Palette, copy it, practiced offense twice. Okay. They gain life there. I'm gonna do this like this, because they do draw cards this way. And they're going for the pump, yep. Yep. Oh, I'm just dead. Whoops. Oh, I needed one more turn. No. Oh my god. Alright. Because my plan next turn was view battlefield. I was going to use this Striking Palette to copy practiced offense, giving this double strike and life link, and then we would have hit for 12 in the air, gaining 12 life, leave match. Here's our next opponent. We are 5-2, going into round 8? I think it's 8. I think we're in round 8. Ooh, perfect mana. Some interesting cards. Suspend Aggression, Strife Knight, Osteomancer. I think we can keep this. We're not going first, unfortunately, but I will keep this. Yeah, Suspend Aggression's interesting. Okay. Opponent is also playing a tap land. Another Fields of Strife. Okay. They have a 2/2 with lifelink. Same, actually. I will trade. And if they have a combat trick, sure. Okay. Spirit Call Enthusiast. This creature becomes prepared. I'm gonna send this in, offer the trade. Because I do believe that Stand Up For Yourself is just like a better card with regards to removal against them. And we also have... Oh, that's not useful. We also have Osteomancer, right? So I think we can grind them out. They got a Tome Blast. Oh, it's any target? Okay. Alright. I don't think we play the Osteomancer until we can crack it. So I'm going to hold off on playing anything here. Next end turn. This ramped them, and it looks like they're Jeskai. Is this the one that... Okay, no, it doesn't. Okay. For a second, I was like, is this the one that also heals them every time a card leaves there... Or drains me for 1 every time a card leaves their graveyard? And it is currently not, so... Okay. We have 3 removal spells. Pass. My turn. I'm just gonna land go them. Because I don't want the Osteomancer to get killed before we get to use its Raise Dead. I want them to play something big so I could just murder it. Pass. My turn. I'm gonna play this and draw a card off of it. Tap it, decline. There's a practiced offense. Okay, next. End turn. Opponent and I are engaged in a battle of wits. Who's winning? Neither. We're both dinguses. Whatever's in our hands, we're just too afraid to play. Either that, or I don't know. We just know that our cards are too good to play them here. Wait, did I miss the Surveil last turn? I think I did. Not wise. I would have kept Elite Interceptor anyway. Waiting for our opponent to do anything. They do have mana for the that 6/6 giant that Lightning Helixes me. We do have a way to deal with it though. Oh, 5. This is only 5, it's not 6. Okay. Alright, they're doing something. Archaic, when it enters, draw X cards, number of cards. If you do, discard. Okay, so they're tapping, they're going for 3. Okay. And I'm gonna let them draw first. They draw 3 to discard 2. Then I'm gonna kill this with Stand Up For Yourself. Alright. Because a 6/6 is very large on this board. I don't know if you know. Pink. Now let's start building a board. Watch them have the 4 damage to all creatures in red spell, which I just learned was a thing earlier today. Oceaner's Trove. Okay. They can cast that to do 2 damage to anything, but that would tap them out. And then we have practice offense to like start to pull ahead a little bit, I feel. I want them to get rid of that though. I really do. Yep. Oh, they have access to 6 mana. That's right, because of the Trove. I think they're considering it because it gains them 2 life. Oh. Oh my god, is this the, Archaic's Agony? This is, X the Exile. You may play those cards till the end of your next turn. Sure. Done. Okay, well, we do send this in. I guess I could send in everything, right? They can play this and the Stand Up For Yourself, which could kill the Glyph Mage. Let's do that here. I'm going to attack with this guy. End turn here. Because this way, I have this feeling they're going to kill our Glyph Mage with Stand Up For Yourself. And that's probably better because then I can get it back. Yep. Can I cast all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I can. I can cast Wilton the Heat after I cast Osteomancer, and I just have to leave up a red and a white because this costs 2 less if I have 1 or more cards left in my grave, or 1 or more cards left in my graveyard. Okay. Ooh, that's for 8. Okay. That's a shame. I guess I could just trade the Elite Interceptor for that, right? And if they give it Trample somehow, that's when I suspend aggression it. Okay. Pass the damage. That shrinks back to a 2/2 though. What is this? Oh, they lose that. My turn. Cast this. We cast this to get back the 3/3. Autopay. A creature left my yard. So I wilt this. And we keep the Ajani's response because this just says destroy target creature. Yep. Yeah, mock it. Mock it, baby. We already got the value from it. Eager Glyph Mage, sure. I do believe, though. We don't block here. I do believe we don't block here. Arc of Hungar, okay. Mill a card, play that card. Abrade. Ah, rude. I'm gonna Ajani's response this fella here. They do have Arc of Hunger. That's a very good card. No blocks here. Because we need to go wide. I'm not gonna sacrifice that. I'll play this. End turn. Resolve. Yep. Opponent's got a lot of colors out. Pursue the past. Gain 2 life. Discard a card. If you do, draw 2. That's pretty good. They're getting a lot of life. These Lorehold decks gain so much life. It's crazy how much life you can gain with what's supposed to be an aggressive color between Pursue the Past and well, this is one of the bread and butter cards of the set, right? Simply because like it lets you churn through your deck, right? It lets you churn through all the stuff that you may want to like use. Opponent has every color but green, so I should be wary that they might have a big old Converge payoff. Did they not pitch anything? They must like their cards. They must really like their cards. Swinging, sure. My turn. Okay, so there's a practice Scrollsmith that can get us back a card from our yard. A removal card, I should say. Like Wilt in the Heat. Do we just play that then? And then it's till the end of our next turn, right? I think we do that and then play practiced offense. Target a player, target a creature. Choose options. Let's go lifelink. Sure. Okay. Makes sense. We have to outgrind our opponent here. Oh, they do have the mana to surveil. Wow. They hit a land. Okay. Yup. Makes sense. They can cast that card as well. To loot again. Glyph Mage. Sure. I think we cast practiced offense into Wilt in the Heat, kill their Glyph Mage. Let's see if I hit another land. I don't want to let them know about the other one. I guess if I cast this, then cast the offense, then we can cast the, why are you tapping like that? Black, red, sorry, Z. Black, white. Target a player. Target a creature. Lifelink. This gets even bigger. Exile that. I'm hoping they block. Okay. Surveilling here. Okay. They wanted whatever that was. Informed ink right. Oh boy. Okay. So that's pretty bad for us. What is this? Spirit Call Enthusiast. Oh no. We have to win soon, folks. Because if they keep casting a bunch of spells. Yep. That drains us for 1. Impractical joke. Oy. Alright. That's not great. This is the loop here. They can cast this thing's spell to make another creature. Yup. That gets this thing to do a thing again. Okay. Gonna take 10. Okay. Look at that. Look at this. Practiced offense. Target a player. Target a creature. So we're gonna give it lifelink. I think we're still fucking dead. We're like super dead. Yep. Because this is the loop. Informed Inkwright into Spirit Call Enthusiast. They just get to keep re-preparing, right? It's an uncommon into a rare combo. Oh, you don't even have to do that, opponent. What did they get? Unsettled Mockery? Very good. You don't even have to do that. Just keep looping the 2 spells. We're dead unless... They should know. I think they're more than well aware of it. Yep, there you go. This keeps preparing it, so like they just basically, it's like however many times they can cast it. Yep. Yep, that's pretty good. How many times? One more time, right? Yeah, good game. Just dead. Shame. Oh well. That was, they assembled the combo, and that combo is like so much value. I'm curious what they have blue for. Because they are playing blue for something. And black. Like, they must have, like, one of those converge cards, like how we just have, oh god, that one sorcery. But yeah, this is too much value here. This just going, like, when you make a token... No, sorry. When you cast a spell targeting one of your... that targets a creature. Make a 1/1 token. And this is, like, whenever a token enters... You get the spell again. It's like, this is too much. This is going infinite, right? You just, as many, you have, they could have done it 2 more times this turn, and they would have been, they had us dead in the air. That's amazing. That's amazing. It's one of those combos that like you're aware of in the back of your mind, and you're just sort of hoping you don't see it on the other end under the battlefield. You know what I mean? Leave match. Now let's look at the deck real quick. I had a lot of fun with this deck. I really wish I picked the lane earlier, right? It does feel like we were supposed to be in red-white, and if we remained in red-white, then I could have gotten some more of those 2-drops instead of getting these Inkling mascots. I could have got I think they're called Spirit Call mascots, right? But our removal was pretty good. I keep thinking Wilton the Heat is 6 damage. It would be too good if it was 6 damage though, right? Because it can become a 2-mana spell for 6 damage. That's a lot. He says this knowing full well that Unholy Heat exists, but that's in Modern and Legacy and Vintage. Eager Glyph Mage was pretty good. Osteomancer, always a pleasure, right? Let's see, Scrollsmith was good. Suspend Aggression. We did tricky things with it, but I don't think it's good enough. It does replace itself, right? You exile the top card, and then you can play it, right? And also you exile whatever theirs is. So if they have a token, you exile the token, it's gone forever. If you exile a big thing, they have to recast it, right? It could also just like win you the game. If it's like they have one big blocker and you're just like, goodbye, large blocker. We don't want to see you anymore. You know? Together as One was fun. This is a fun card. I like this. We got to play it for 4 with a treasure token from the Goblin Glasswright, which I think is a very good creature to be having in your decks, if only because like making a treasure token for later can turn on converge cards that you did not, or converge strategies you didn't even know you had, right? It's a good fixer in red, makes a treasure token, so basically it allows you to filter a mana. I think that that's actually pretty useful on a 2-drop body, right? What else was good here? Ajani's Response was great. Practiced Defense is like a ridiculous card. Whenever we got to cast it twice, it felt like we were just gonna take over the game. If we had a board and then cast it twice and our opponent had nothing to do because I don't think they knew what they were doing, maybe it was the win condition, right? And we have 2 of them, so we saw it I think every game we saw it, even the games that we lost, we saw it. Yeah, really like practice defense. Very glad we stuck to white because of it. It's the kind of card that I feel like you could even splash this, right? Because it's not like you want to play it on turn 3. It's more like you want to play it when you have a board, right? On turn 5, 6, right? You know what I mean? So maybe this is even worth taking, even if you're like, if you started the draft taking only Golgari cards, and then you start taking fixing for this, you know? Anyway, if you enjoyed that, please like, share, and subscribe. Come over to twitch.tv/dickrecord. You can see me playing. I've been playing a lot of gacha games, so like there's a fair amount of Zenless Zone Zero and Neverness to Everness. We've been doing a Pokemon Smasher Pass, Joe Tenchel and I, which has been really fun. It's also taught us a lot about ourselves. Nothing good at all. But until next time, stay safe out there, donate Yellow Snow, and remember, if you're not here, you're dickless. Have a good night, folks.